Chris, I want to go over some real video game happenings, like stuff that's happening. I don't want to go crazy on it because I think a lot of it's beaten to death by like everybody, and we're so late to talking about things. One day we will break a story.
We're going to sum this up.
All right, we will. So I jotted some things down, and I think they are worth talking about because we made videos on some of them in the past, talked about them in the past. I'll start out right and say it. After 13 years of patiently waiting, Kingdom Hearts 3 is out. Right? So maybe it's because I was never interested in the series. I think it's a weirdly overrated series. Like the obsession with it is strange. Like worse than the weirdos in school that used to wear like Nightmare Before Christmas shit.
It's kind of culty.
It's kind of culty. And people get really pissed when you criticize it because there's so many legitimate reasons to criticize Kingdom Hearts. It's just fan service, and it's not even good fan service that ties itself together. It's real cut and paste like Disney stuff. The story's stupid. It's awful. Even for JRPG standards, it's really, really dumb. The characters are not likable. They are not deep, and that's okay. So that's one thing. You can put that aside if the gameplay fucking kicks ass. Level design, beat. Fucking the gameplay is just stale. It's just a button mash city, which I don't want to say that's okay, but you can do button mashy action games. Genji was an action game. That still has like some finesse. There's a little bit, you put a little bit of skill behind, not skill, but there's some strategy here and there. There's none from what I remember in Kingdom Hearts. It was just painful. And the second one was a better version of the same shitty shit. And then they waited 13 years. And the craziest thing to me is that it just goes to show, like, you have fans that are just drooling for the Disney tie-ins. And they don't even give a shit about the gameplay, really. That's a clear indicator that the developers are like, they know that, and they're not going to deliver anything that's
they're more worried because about the movie
they don't care.
drops.
They just like the people are not going to care, and it's the same stuff. Like it's been 13 years since the second one. It should not. I think it's 13. It should not be playing the same as Kingdom Hearts 2 because Kingdom Hearts 2 plays like a mediocre PS2 game as far as gameplay. So mediocre PS2 genre into the tail end of where we're at now. No, that's shitty. That's really shitty. On a technical perspective, it's pretty bad too. They have a because they were saying that you could tell it was developed on like the PlayStation 3 originally, and there's developmental issues that the frame rates and stuff are just real all over the place. It's an unlocked frame rate. So it'll go all the way up from like to 60 down to like in the 20s in spots too. It just looks awful. But some spots look pretty. Don't get me wrong. It looks really nice. But it's just so disappointing from what I'm seeing. Like if I was somebody that liked that series, no matter how much you're just telling yourself, that's one of those games they're telling themselves like, this is great. But
I remember when the first Kingdom Hearts came out, I was working at EB Games at the time, and you were allowed to sign out a game and take it home and play it. And so I remember that came out, so that was one of the ones I like took home to try, which was cool because it was probably not one that I would buy, but I bet it would be really cool. And so what I was expecting was kind of like this tripped out crossover between Final Fantasy and like Disney, so that if like Cloud Strife took acid and fell, and took a walk through Magic Kingdom, like this is what would happen. But it wasn't quite that. Like the Final Fantasy part and the Disney part was so separated, and it wasn't. But it was like, ta-da, Donald Duck.
Yep.
And it's like, oh gosh. And then as far as
and it's Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII in one screen.
Substandard video game trope things, like find the get the
key,
unlock the door, and now you're in
Alice in Wonderland.
Now do that again in Alice in Wonderland, and it did not. Yeah,
it sucks. It's shitty.
It's like
it
cool
sucks.
idea,
it,
but
it really does.
It's obvious why. It's more appeals to a wider audience, because if it was more in depth, then I think casuals wouldn't have liked it so much. And
but that's the thing though. Like to me, it's a clear indication that the developers for that game don't really give a fuck. They're just riding the license and just riding all the stuff they can do, because Square Enix universes mixed with Disney. Yeah, you could make it like. You could make it work. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but they could make it crazy and really cool. But that would require like
too much thought,
passion, and they would have to develop it. They're just
put it out, make it functional, put it out, and there it is.
Yeah. So I feel like it kind of just came and went on the radar as well, though. But maybe that's just because I have no interest in it. But I feel like people have been talking about it so long.
It came out and they said, yeah, this is decent, and then on to the next thing. But they are such fans of it, they won't say it sucks. And the people who already thought it sucks it's just like, yeah, you're right. It's exactly what you thought of it. Let's move on. There's something else to trash. Let's go.